Coach Honeylove, a certified dating and relationship coach who helps single professional women to position themselves as wives and not as girlfriends. So, in this live, we are going to talk about if he wants a situationship to walk away from him. I help single professional women to understand their worth and their value. And some of the women that I work with, they stay in a dating experience or enter into a situationship because they feel like if they stay long enough that man will change, he will see their worth, or he will want to be in a relationship with them. And so, what I want to help you to do is to avoid being in a situationship, to not enter into that situationship at all, and to be comfortable with walking away. Many times, when single women stay longer than what they should, they have already seen the red flags and they could be staying longer to see if he will change. So, if he is not who you want him to be from the beginning, or he does not have the qualities that you desire as a single woman, take it as face value. What I mean by that is that if he is not the man that you want him to be right now, and he would have a lot of work to do, that maybe it's going to be a good idea to walk away from that situationship, or a good idea to stop dating that type of man. And so, a lot of times when it comes to dating, entering to a situationship is not going to benefit you, and it can actually make you be in a situationship with a man and be in a relationship with him, and you have wasted 6 months, a year, or even 3 years. So you have to position yourself as a woman with worth, with value, and to say what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Okay. So let's get into the tips that I want to discuss with you to help you to avoid entering into a situationship, and to only date a man who is dating with a purpose, to only date a man who has marriage on his mind, to only date a man who is actually worth your while. If he's not worth your while, and if he's not actually adding value, or if you can't see a future with him, why even stay on the phone with him? Why even allow him to take you out on dates? And if he even wants to take you out on dates, if he doesn't want to take you out on dates, don't even go out with them, right? Or don't even give him your time, your effort, or your energy at all, because he's there to waste your time, and he is there to be a distraction. And I highly encourage single women to not date men who are a distraction. So if you can, please take notes, because we are going to go in depth with some real life examples, and for you to position yourself as a wife, for you to position yourself as a lady who deserves to be treated well. Okay. So I have my notes. So when you date a man, you have to make sure that he has a purpose when it comes to dating. If he doesn't have a purpose with dating, he is there to waste your time, right? So, for example, the number one dating question that I tell single ladies to ask a man is, what is the purpose of you dating? If he does not know the purpose of him dating, if it's not marriage, if it's not getting to know you, if it's not to see, like, okay, if things were to move further along in this dating process, maybe we can get inside of a healthy relationship. So if he doesn't know the purpose of him dating, you are putting yourself at risk of entering into a situationship and a man wasting your time, right? So if he doesn't have a purpose, stop dating him. If he doesn't have a purpose and he just says, like, oh, I just want to see where things go, or this, this feels good. And, I like the way that you look. I like the way that we look together. I like the conversations that we have. Well, those are surface level things. You have to date with some substance, right? You have to date a man who has substance. If he does not have any substance, girlfriend, he is there to waste your time. He is there to be a distraction. And, why even give that type of man your time, your energy, or your efforts, right? So, number two is like I said, if he is not marriage minded, he is a distraction. Just because he has a nice smile, just because he has his finances together, just because he wants to spend money on you, just because he wants to take you out and wine and dine you and all other things, right? Just because he wants to do all of those things, if he is not willing to talk about certain things, if you cannot see a future with him, he is going to be simply a distraction to you, right? So you want to date a man where there is chemistry, there is compatibility. The two of you value each other, where you are able to respect him and he's able to share with you how much he likes you, how much he likes spending time with you, how much he likes the way that you do certain things, right? If he doesn't know how to compliment you, if he doesn't know how to take you out on dates in the sense of taking you out where you want to go and to do the things that you want to do and to value you and to treat you like a lady and to be chivalrous with you, if he is not able to do those things, and if you allow a man to woo you in the sense of, oh, he looks nice, or I like the sound of his voice, or I like his physique, I like his car, I like, the career he has, I like the status that he has, right? If you only have those face value things in the sense of the physical, but there is no substance when it comes to communication, there is no substance as far as his values. There is no substance as far as like him truly being into you. If he does not have that type of emotional capacity or that type of communication with you, he is sent to be a distraction. And as a woman, you owe it to yourself not to allow a man to distract you. As a woman, you have the chance to date a man who is marriage minded, who knows where he wants to go, and who wants to treat you well, right? I mean, I'm quite sure that you probably have met or talked to many frogs who don't know how to treat you right, don't want to go nowhere, and don't want to do nothing, and who always want to stay in the house. No. Like if he's there to date you, he's there to take you out. If he's there to date you, he's there to treat you well. So if he is a distraction and he only wants to take up your time and he only wants to text you all the time, well, what's the point in even seeing him, right? So let's get on to the third one, right? So a lot of times as women, a lot of women stay and date a man longer than what they should, right? You probably have dated a man where you have seen red flags when things don't match up, right? And so you can probably say to yourself, I know that he lied to me. I know that he's trying. And I know that he, says that he wants to do certain things. But if the red flags aren't adding up, or if the red flags are coming up left and right, it is not a badge of honor just to continue to date a man to see if he will change, right? So when it comes to dating, don't date a man longer than what you should. As a woman, it's okay to walk away from a man who is showing you red flags. Sometimes you can get in a routine with a man texting you or taking you out on dates, and you can say, well, this feels good, or this is good as far as like not being in the house. And, he gives me some time, he gives me some type of attention. But if the red flags are mounting, and if you don't feel liked, you don't feel seen, you don't feel heard, you don't feel that, the two of you can actually have a future together, if you don't see those things or if you don't feel those things, right? Why stay into a relationship like that? Or why date a man longer than what you should? It's okay to walk away from a dating experience that is not serving you. It's okay to walk away from a man where you don't see a future with him and he doesn't want the same things that you want, because you can start to get comfortable with the man, or you can start to get comfortable in the sense of, texting and going out on dates. But if it's not leading you anywhere, why stay longer than what you should? So be comfortable with walking away from a man who doesn't know how to treat you, who isn't chivalrous, and who isn't marriage minded, right? Because if you don't, you're putting yourself at risk of entering into a situationship that is not there to serve you, right? And so number four is that a marriage minded man doesn't need more than a year to know that he wants to get engaged with you. So if you have given a man 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months, and he hasn't asked you to be his woman, he hasn't asked you to be his fiance, chances are you are putting yourself at risk of being in a situationship where it's not leading you anywhere, right? So when a marriage minded man comes along in your life, there's a certain level of focus he has, there's a certain level of intention that he has, and there's a certain level of, him really being into you, and him saying things like, I can see a future with you. Let's be in a relationship. Let's date exclusively. I don't want to date anybody else. I don't want you to date anybody else. And I actually, want to see like where this goes, right? So if a man isn't talking to you along these lines, chances are he's not marriage minded. He's a situationship type of man, right? If he just says, let's see where things go, I just want to go with the flow. I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm not ready to take things to the next level. You know what I've been through. How hard it was for me, and how I got to be where I am. I need more time. If you are at a position where you are ready for a relationship, if you are at a position where you are dating with the purpose, you are dating with the intention for marriage, if that is you, and the man that you are dating, he wants to be in a situationship, he doesn't want a relationship, he doesn't want anything that is lasting, he doesn't want to talk about the future, be okay with walking away from a man who is there to waste your time. Be okay walking away from a man who isn't ready. If he's not ready, chances are 3 months, 6 months, or even a year from now, it doesn't mean that he is actually going to be ready, right? So I hope that this life is encouraging to you. I hope that this life is giving you some, some substance as far as not giving a man time who is there to waste your time and who is simply there to be a distraction to you. So don't allow a man to waste your time. Only date a man who is serious about you and who is dating with a purpose. I am Coach Honeylove. I have a dating academy. It's called Honeylove Dating Academy, where I help single women position themselves as wives and not girlfriends. If you are looking for support, if you are looking for more dating tips as to how you can date a man who is serious about you, how you can attract a marriage minded man, please click the link in my bio and join today. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.